Good evening, everybody. Can you imagine a warmer introduction than the one I just received? I can't. Thank you so very much. There are many good things about tonight, but the best thing about tonight is that after a long career in clinical medicine, after many opportunities to address groups like this, after 35 years of wonderful marriage, after raising 3 sons, finally, I get to talk about whatever I want. And that would be baseball. After all, at this time of year, a lot of you are paying a lot of attention to baseball. I know that I am. Probably at this moment, at least half of you are looking at various mobile devices to check scores. I know that I was exactly a year ago when my colleague, Dr. DiPerzio, was in this very position. I watch baseball movies too, and one of the best, and clearly the very saddest, was the Lou Gehrig story. You knew I was going to say that. For perhaps the 2 of you in the room who have not seen it, Gary Cooper, who plays the Yankee Iron Man, is looking around the stadium at his retirement. He was already afflicted with Lou Gehrig's disease, and he told his adoring fans that at that moment, you're welcome to say it with me, I feel like the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Well, I'm not retiring from baseball or medicine or anything, and thankfully I haven't been diagnosed with anything too terribly serious lately, but I too feel like one of the luckiest people alive. I'm lucky to have enjoyed the love and support of my wife, Chris, and my wonderful sons, Aaron, Brian, and Brendan. Chris is actually chairing a major community program for breast cancer on November 13th. You should call her. They have a fabulous speaker. I'm lucky to have made wonderful friends, such as Lee and Lisi Bernstein, who did me the honor of agreeing to serve as honorary chairs for tonight's event, and my very best friend, once removed, Todd Wolff. Thank you for being here, and my former colleague and good friend, Gary Ratkin. I'm also very lucky for a lot of assets that have made me a better doctor than I would be otherwise. For example, my magnificent colleagues at Midwest Hematology Oncology Consultants, and the great staff with whom we get to work at Missouri Baptist Cancer Center, St. Genevieve County Memorial Hospital, and Heartland Cancer Research. I'm very fortunate to be in a medical community in which cancer specialists, regardless of where they work, treat one another with collegiality and respect. It makes a huge difference to our quality of life and also to the quality of life of people who are diagnosed with cancer in our community. And finally, I am very lucky because of the fact that when I became a medical oncologist, a number of very promising new therapies were coming to the fore and were available to our patients on clinical research trials. Participants in research trials have improved their own lives and the lives of countless generations of cancer patients to follow them. These are real people who are more likely to get lucky by virtue of clinical research. If there is one message that I want you to walk away with tonight, it's that if you have an opportunity to encourage a cancer patient or someone who is at higher than average risk for developing cancer to participate in a clinical trial, please, please, please encourage them to do so. However, I've often wondered whether I'll feel so lucky when I can no longer practice medicine. After all, being a doctor is a big part of my identity. For that reason, I was really encouraged when I read Abigail Zuger's piece recently in the New York Times, in which she observed that a relative of hers who had been dead for 16 years was still being named as one of New York's top doctors. This gives me a lot of hope that my reputation could actually endure for a long time. I would really love to have a reputation with some staying power, even if it's not quite as long as Lou Gehrig's. And that brings me to what I really want to discuss with you this evening, and that is the staying power of true inspiration. I was really uniquely privileged to have cared for both Tina Borchert and Marsha Wolff. Whereas I get to be characterized as inspirational for an evening, they were inspirational for a lifetime. What they envisioned was a world in which the costs associated with cancer care would escalate to a point where no hospital and no doctor's office could do everything it wanted for every cancer patient and every cancer family. They envisioned a world in which cancer patients would live a lot longer, in large measure due to advances in clinical research, but in which the average out-of-pocket costs for those additional months of life would escalate over a 10-year period to up to $10,000 per month, out of pocket. They envisioned our current world, therefore, in which cancer patients are more than 2.5 times more likely to declare bankruptcy than people without cancer. So when the cancer support community provides free services to cancer patients and their families, it is unique and it matters a lot. It makes them, while suffering a serious illness like Tina and Marsha suffered, feel lucky. I remember bringing tears to Marsha's eyes when I agreed to serve on the professional advisory board of the cancer support community. And frankly, I was surprised that she reacted so emotionally. Many years later, I think I understand why she cried. She cried because it meant that other people, me included, might share the vision that she and Tina had, and that what was important to the two of them might be important to other people as well. It meant that other people might believe what they believed, and that's why many years after they left us, you are here tonight. You not only share the dream of a completely free community resource, which is what the cancer support community is, but you share their vision of the kind of influence that you want to leave on the world and you want to have on the world, which is the kind of influence that they had on our world. So thank you for coming here tonight to honor these two truly inspiring women. Thanks for sharing the vision of a community in which we can together do more for cancer patients than any single hospital or doctor's office can do. And thanks for being the kind of people who in your personal, professional, and communal lives believe that we can, even in illnesses like Lou Gehrig suffered, make those who suffer feel lucky. Thanks for allowing the cancer support community to be one of the ways in which you realize what you believe. Now that is truly inspiring, and I am thrilled to be here to help you inspire on. Thank you.